Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to W.D.Y.D. CSP. I know sometimes it sounds like I say B, but it's P. P, okay? What do you do as a central sterile processor? Guys, today I want to talk about your baskets. I know I've covered this video before, but I wanted to touch bases on it a little bit more. A lot of manufacturers of baskets, guys. Different styles, different lengths, different sizes, different heights, different grading system. You know, some of them have the nice square on there. Some of them are just holes in the bottom. But these are baskets made to go into rigid containers. Almost all of them, okay? Let me correct myself because I'm thinking about it. All of them, okay? All the container systems have some way to keep the basket from going completely flat on the bottom of the container when you insert it into the container, all right? That method may be either a solid bar around, or they put little plastic feet on them. They might even make a pronounced metal triangle to make it like feet. But every rigid container, every basket that's inserted into a rigid container has that elevated capacity. The reason being is that you do not want your instruments to pool in the moisture that is collected inside of that basket during the steam sterilization cycle. You have to remember, steam is just superheated water, okay, that produces a steam, okay? Not a gas. It's not a gas phase. It's a steam, okay? It's a vapor, all right? And when that steam touches an instrument that is cooler than what the steam is, condensation forms and it pools, okay? As the temperature rises, as the pressure or the temperature rises in the sterilizer, the steam, it becomes steam once again, all right? And that's how the sterilization process works in a nutshell, not all scientific, but then all that steam is taken out or removed from the container. So these little feet are there so that the instruments aren't actually swimming in condensate. The other thing that I want to touch bases on is do you line or do you not line your basket? All right, to line or not to line. So that is an option left up to the facility. Do you line your baskets or do you not line your baskets? Okay, lining baskets help to reduce wet packs, help absorb some of the moisture. It also helps to protect the instruments from metal-to-metal contact. All right, I've been to two, in my experience, I've been to two facilities that don't line their baskets, and honestly, I've never seen a wet basket come out of their sterilizer, because their sterilizers were working efficiently. If your sterilizers are not working efficiently, now I've seen places that do line their baskets and line their wrappers, and they always come out with wet packs or wet instruments. Guys, you have to look at the efficiency of your sterilizers. You also have to look at dry time. That is the only variable that you guys can manipulate with your parameters. Guys, a lot of people feel that, okay, because an instrument or a set says 30-minute dry time, that's it. You can't do no more past that. Time, temperature, sterilization method, and contact, all right? Those are the four critical parameters, the critical steps in the sterilization cycle. Time, temperature, the type of sterilant, okay, and the contact, all right? Contact time, the contact it all. It has to contact all surfaces of the instruments. That is how sterilization works. Dry time has no effect on sterilization. I'll repeat that. Dry time has no effect on sterilization or sterilization assurance. All right. If an instrument tells you or a basket tells you that it requires a 30-minute dry time, it is because during their validation process, when they took the instrument or the basket out of the sterilizer, anything under 30 minutes gave them a wet load, okay? So a wet load would disqualify an instrument. So at 30 minutes, they validated that their instruments came out dry. Now, the facility has the choice to increase that dry time. So in my experience, some sterilizers have to be set at higher dry times. Others can work on the minimum. So that is my take with baskets, guys. It is the little feet. You have to make sure that they're on there, all right? And if you're gonna line your baskets to help with reduction of moisture, that is the choice of the facility. Again, you can line a basket. I actually like the idea of not lining baskets. I really like it. The only time it becomes a hassle and it can be a problem is if you're using certain retractors and you're putting them face down. They can get caught in the bottom of the wire, such as so. And it can be a kind of a nuisance to try to get that out. To avoid that, you would put them face up. You know, put tip protectors on the actual instrumentation. The other thing is like little sun retractor, the same thing. You don't want to put it face down. You want to put it on the side. Even if you put it on the side sometimes, but face up, or you can put it in a sterilization pouch. I actually really like the idea of not lining baskets as long as your sterilizers are working efficiently. But baskets, going back to baskets, I know I'm all over the place. Going back to baskets, you want to make sure your basket's in good condition. You also want to inspect your baskets for cleanliness, okay? Those little feet on there, all right, they're held by screws, okay, or some kind of mechanism. You want to make sure that there's no bioburden on those screws. You want to make sure that they're not loose, okay? You want to make sure that they're nice and tight and that they're not chipping or cracking, and if they are, they need to be replaced, okay? Baskets such as this have a lip. Okay, you want to make sure that there's no bioburden under there or anything caught up in there. You want to look for blood and debris. A lot of individuals, you know, send baskets through with indicators and they break up in the washer. They wind up stuck in between the gauges of the wire. You want to make sure that there's nothing there. All right, so you can see this basket here. This solid metal frame is actually tack welded onto the bottom. You want to make sure that that weld is intact and that it's not flaking or breaking off, or that piece is not coming off. If it is, this basket needs to replace. Handles, if it has handles, guys, the handles should function. Okay, they shouldn't be coming off. They shouldn't be loose. Shouldn't be no rusting and pitting. Your basket should be inspected and in just as great a condition as your instrumentation, because this is what houses it. If you put clean instruments in a dirty basket, you defeat the purpose. Same thing with your containers, all right? If you're putting a clean basket with clean instruments, all nice and neat, into a dirty container, you defeat the purpose of what you're trying to do. All right, guys, as always, stay true to yourselves. Keep it 100. Peace.